In this video, we're going to see how to use trapezoids to approximate the areas or approximate the values of integrals. And so, in the last video, we saw how to use rectangles. This way, we're going to use trapezoids to estimate definite integrals. As a little representation, if I had, let's say, an exponential function, I wanted to find the area or the integral from here to here, I could split into a certain number of regions and then put a trapezoid here, a trapezoid here, and a trapezoid here. Recall that the area formula is going to be 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height. And the bases of each trapezoid are not this horizontal and something else. They are actually these vertical distances from the x-axis to the function. So I could say that for my first trapezoid, B1 is here, B2 is there. The height is going to be this change in x to get from one end of the trapezoid to the other. Also, if concave up, then the trapezoids will always fall above the curve, so it'll be an overestimate. And if concave down, then it's an underestimate. So let's dive right in and see a pair of examples. First one, I want to estimate the integral from, and I didn't mean it to be this tricky, let's do 1 to 13 of x squared dx using trapezoidal approximations with 4 equal subintervals. I changed this to 13 to make it a simpler problem, easier to understand, because the whole interval from 1 to 13 is 13 minus 1, 12 units long. And if I split it into 4 subintervals, then each subinterval is 3 units wide. So that's going to be my delta x. Now, I'm going to list the x values that I use. So I'm going to start at 1. I'm going to go up 3 and get to 4, up 3 get to 7, up 3 get to 10, and up 3 get to my other end, my other limit, 13. And so I'm going to be looking at 1, 4, 7, 10, 13. I'm going to put these into the integrand, this x squared. 1 squared is 1, 4 squared is 16, 7 squared is 49, 10 squared is 100, 13 squared is 169. So the curve we know looks like this. Okay, it's a parabola. And then I just do the area of each trapezoid. So for the first trapezoid, this is base 1, this is base 2, so I have 1/2, 1 plus 16 times 3. For the second trapezoid, this is base 1, this is base 2, so I have plus 1/2, 16 plus 49 times the height, 3. For the third trapezoid, this is base 1, this is base 2, so I have 1/2, 49 plus 100 times 3. And for the fourth trapezoid, this is base 1, this is base 2, height is still 3, so I have plus 1/2, 100 plus 169 times 3. And so in here, let me think this through. So 1 plus 16 is 17. Divided by 2 is 8.5. So I have 8.5 times 3 plus 16 plus 49 is going to give me 65. Half of 65 is 32.5. So 32.5 times 3. 49 plus 100 is 149. Half of 149 is 74.5, so I have 74.5 times 3. 100 plus 169 is 269. Half of that is 134.5, so plus 134.5 times 3. And then I'll go through and do the multiplication. 8.5 times 3 is 25.5. 32.5 times 3, well, that is going to be 96 plus 1.5, so plus 97.5. 74.5 times 3, well, 74 times 3 should give me, let me think that through. Is that 222? 70 times 3 is 210. 4 times 3 is 12, so 222 plus 1.5 is 223.5. 134 times 3, well, 39402 plus 1.5 is 403.5. And now I just add all these up. And let's see, 0.5 plus 0.5 plus 0.5 plus 0.5 gives me 2. I'll just write that over to the side. 3 plus 3 is 6. Plus 7 is 3, carry the 1. So I have 8. Plus 2 more is 0, carry 2. 0 plus 2, 2. 11. 13 plus 2 more is 15, so 5, carry the 1. And I'm getting 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 1, 750. Let me double check my math. Looks pretty good to me. I may have messed up this addition doing it on my head, but that's the idea there. Then we have this. And same idea, I just have to be a little more careful. This one will be much simpler arithmetic at the end. So I want to estimate this integral using the intervals below. So the first one goes from 0 to 1, then 1 to 4, then 4 to 8. So base 1 and base 2 of the first trapezoid, so half 1 plus 5. And the height of this is 1. Half 5 plus 4. And the height of this is 3. Half 4 plus negative 2. And the height of this is, from 4 to 8, 4. So 1 plus 5 is 6. 1 half of that is 3. 5 plus 4 is 9, times 3 is 27, divided by 2 should give me 13.5. 4 minus 2 is 2, half of that is 1, times 4 is 4, and I get 20.5. I hope this helped out. Feel free to comment below if you do have any questions.